I'm Kelly, and welcome to your virtual stretch class. We're going to start by finding the center of our seat and putting our spine right in that center of the seat. Big breath in, roll those shoulders back. Good. Now you're going to roll them up toward your ears. Push those shoulders up toward the ears and then back and down, gliding the shoulder blades toward the spine. Good. Let's just take a minute and open the newspaper. And close. Good. Keep that opening and closing. Excellent. Opening and closing. Gliding those shoulder blades toward the spine. Breathing out as the hands come forward and close and open. Excellent. Good. Now you're just going to open one side and close. And then the other side. And close. Good. Bring the hands down to the lap. Sit up tall. Circle the body till you find all the corners of the body that you're sitting in. Good. I mean, it's your body, but find the edges. My kids are funny. They hear the yoga that I take virtually a lot. And my son is 11, and he said, they always say, find the corners of your feet. What does that mean? I didn't know I had feet corners, so I had to show him where they were. Right behind your pinky toe and your big toe. And then the outer edges of the very back of your heel are all considered feet corners. And we try to press them all down into the floor. Our seat corners are kind of like the spot right behind our knees and the very edge of our booty as we kind of work it around. We can feel those sit bones right under our spine and where we're sitting on the chair. And then we're going to turn to the other direction and just keep those circles going. Engage your core so your belly button's lifting just a little bit toward the spine. Helping us gain proprioception over the torso and the glutes. Pressing the feet into the floor, just really knowing where we are in space. Good. And then find that center right between each place. So right behind the knees, right in front of the back of your booty as it sits on the chair, and then toward the center of you, you'll feel the post of your spine. And we sit up tall, shoulders away from the ears, and we tip the neck, bringing that head toward one shoulder. Good. Breathing in and up, and out and over. In and up, ear to ear. Good. Let's find the center of our neck, post it up so it's nice and tall. Our crown of our skull is just reaching toward the ceiling. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. Good. Now we're going to breathe in and reach that chin up toward the ceiling and back down toward the chest, just nodding gently. Breathing in and out with the movement of our head. On this next chin curl, you're going to keep curling into a cat-type position. Bring those hands down toward the knees, roll it up into a ball, and then gently push back up tall. Curling down and then sitting up. I like letting my arms come between my legs because it kind of stretches my shoulder blades apart a little bit, but you can keep them on the outside. Or the shins. Good, just follow those breathing directions. Keep it going. In and out. Warming up that spine with a nice curl. And then come up to the top and rest in a nice upright spine position. Good. Tip that chin up toward the ceiling. Breathe in, fill the chest. And see if you can roll the shoulders down and away from the ears. Feel a little bit of a stretch through the top of the chest. Good. And then breathe back to center. We're going to breathe in and reach that arm up. And look at those fingertips. Check out your elbow. Make sure your arm is as straight as you think it is. Bring it back down. And then move to the other side. Keep those fingertips in view. Keep looking, making sure those elbows are as open and straight as you think they are. Those elbows like to play tricks on us. Good. Now this time, make sure that thumb points all the way back. So you're almost pointing your thumb at the floor. So you get a little bit of rotation through the arm. Waking up the underside of the arm. Good. Breathing it up and back. Reach all the way back behind you, Dave. There it is. And back down. Good. Seeing if it'll go even slower. Good. And then we're going to reach to the front. Take your time. You get there. Reach to the front with your right arm. Open it out to the side. All the way back. Taking a rotation through the trunk. And back to the knee. Good. Let's take that other side. My left side. It might be your right side. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're alternating. My left side like to speed up, so I'm going to do that again and make sure it goes extra slow. Good. Bring it back. Take it to that other side. Boy, my hands and arms really want to be speedy today. Slow down. I think it's because I went grocery shopping. Don't want to hang out in the grocery store, but we're not there anymore. Both arms come up and out. Let's think of our arms as being kind of like ballerina arms. They're floating through space. Lightness in the fingertips. Our arms are in control. I have some hair that doesn't want to be good. There we go. And as we come to the very, very front, our fingertips point toward one another. And then that arm opens. We still want to see those fingers. Bring them back down. It's almost Nutcracker season. I'm a big fan of the ballet. Good. We're going to bring one arm up and one arm down, opening it back, and then taking a little switch. Making that motion kind of scissor. Engaging the core, thinking long spine thoughts, thinking tall. And then bring those fingertips back toward one another. We're just going to glide our arm open and closed. Open and closed. Good, nice long arms. Feeling lifted through the elbow, you're going to reach out and you're just going to flutter the wing. Let it move. And if it's not doing what you think it should be doing, just let it go. We're not attached to the results or what it looks like. Nobody's paying for tickets to this ballet. It's fine. And then bring that one back into center. Other side opens and we flutter that wing. One of my arms really likes to take that like the natural progression, and the other one's like, I don't understand. Wrist down, elbow lift. Wrist down, elbow lift. It's like the disco snake. If you think about it too much, it doesn't work. Can you do it? Nice. Bring those arms in. Open it up. We have to keep our sense of play. If we don't keep our sense of play, it's not worth it. Good. Bring those hands together and onto the lap. Let's regulate the breath. Go ahead and breathe in. Lift your toes up off the floor. And then as you breathe out, push those toes into the floor. Breathe in and lift the toes. Keeping the rest of the foot flat on the floor. Breathe out and lower the toes. Good. Can you lift just your big toes? Good. Breathe out, relax. Sitting up tall, I want you to take your toes and point them. Good. Following the ballet lift. Good. Lift that toe up toward the screen and lower. Really curl those toes under, kind of like you're just reaching with the arch or the top, not the arch of your foot, the top of your foot toward the screen. Good. Now extend those toes, push the ball of the foot toward the screen and pull the toes back. See if you can spread the toes out. Good. Then relax that foot, push the heel toward the screen and roll the ankle. You can also do this flat on the floor, whatever works best for you. Good. Big breath in. Point through the other toe, point that toe, curl the toes under. The instep of the foot just reaches toward the screen. If your ankle bent that way, it would work. Good. Now push those toes. Ooh. The ball of the foot reaches toward the screen. You pull the toes back. Then you roll that ankle. And then you switch directions and go the other way. Good. Let that foot float to the floor. Now feel it against the floor. Find those corners we talked about. The edge of the crease of the foot that's just underneath or behind the big toe and the little toe, and the little outside edges of the heel. Breathe in and feel your feet against the floor. Good. Roll the shoulders back, down, and away from the ears again. Take a big breath in and out. Good. We're going to take our palms to the side of the body. Reach those palms toward the floor, pushing the fingertips toward the sides of the room, thumbs pointed toward the screen. Adjust your shoulders. Big breath in. Relax those shoulders. Release them from your ears. Breathe in. And let those hands gently, softly sit by your sides. Feel the breath. Good. Nice, long, full breaths. And you're going to take your left side and bring it over to the right. Gentle little twist here. Rotation, rotation, rotation over that shoulder. Hands come to the knees. And then to the other side, rotation, 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 looking over that shoulder. Good. Back to center. Fullest breath yet. All that breathing stretches the muscles of our chest. All the area around our lungs is full of like these muscles that hold things steady and firm and stable. And they never really get to really fully expand unless we force them to. Let them release. Good. We're going to take that left arm, reach it up toward the ceiling. I'm going to look up at the thumb, make sure that arm is nice and long, and then you're going to breathe it over to the side. Good. Come on up. Bring it down. The other arm comes up, and it reaches over. And then breathes out. So good. One more time. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Over the top. Feel those ribs stretch open. And then they start to close as we straighten up to the ceiling. And then come back to the other side. Good. Both arms are going to come up with our next inward breath. Keep them in your peripheral vision if you can. Fingertips and thumb tips, we can see them up there. Rounded arms, and then extend them nice and straight. Elbows come down to the sides for our cactus pose. Chest lifts and stretches open. And then we bring those hands down to the knees, curl in for some cat and cow. Curl for that cat. Breathe in as we open that chest and look up toward the ceiling. Good. Reverse back into that Halloween cat. and open. Speaking of that, I just looked at the calendar for October, and I think our class is on Halloween. So we'll definitely have to wear costumes. We could even have a contest. Good. Breathe in. Lift that chest. Look up toward the ceiling. Breathing in. Breathing out. Tall spine, hands to knees. We're going to take the right hand and bring it over to the right knee. Breathe in. You're going to look over to the left. And just turn your head so you can see over that shoulder. And then bring it back to center. Good. Other side. It's kind of like you heard someone talking back there and you're like, what are you talking about? Don't leave me out of the conversation. That's like telling me you don't like me at all. Breathe in. Lift the chin. And lower. Good. Keeping that crown elevated, shoulders out of the ears. You're going to bring your chest forward as it can go. You're trying to smoosh your belly onto your thighs and reach down toward the floor. Relax, relax, relax. Let that spine release. Make sure your tailbone is still gluing itself to the seat of the chair. One big breath. Two big breaths. 3, 4, and on 5, we're gonna lift. 5, here we go. Hands come to the knees, engage through the core, lift up to seated. Good. All right, now we're gonna try a little bit of wide leg work. So you're gonna bring those legs nice and wide, sit up nice and tall. Big breath in, hands at the knees, pushing the knees wider. Good. When you breathe, I want your arms to stay at the knee level. Slide your wrists, forearms, and elbows toward the knees. When you get to the elbow, if you can get to the elbow, reverse and come back to the wrist. So you've got the back of your arm on the inner side of your knee, and you're just drawing a line with your knee up your arm toward the elbow. Good, and reverse. Keep breathing. So if your knee only goes halfway up your arm, it's fine. Halfway to the elbow is better than nothing at all, right? It's even pretty good. Because you've got the legs are nice and wide, and tipping forward kind of feels a little scary sometimes. Good. You probably feel this right here in your groin area, and it probably feels pretty tight. So we're just going to push into one side and rotate away from the side that we're pushing on. So I've got my left side pushed away. I'm up nice and tall, and I'm looking over my shoulder. Good. I'm coming back to center. I'm pressing into the right side, rotating away from that right side toward my left side. And back to center, pressing against both knees evenly. Good. Sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to turn my palms over so that they're on the inside of my knee. My palms are facing each other. The back of my hand is on my knee, and I'm sliding down that inner part of my calf, and I'm skimming the floor with my fingertips, and I'm picking up a ball, squeezing my abs, and sitting up tall. Now, if your hands don't reach all the way to the floor, you just pretend that there's a floor above, like a stool or something that you can touch. And you just do that same action, picking up the ball or the cat or the puppy dog or somebody's baby. They want to be picked up, so you pick them up, bring them up to your lap and talk to them for a sec. My cats are always like, don't talk to me. And my children are far too big to pick up this way anymore. It's so sad. Good. One last time. Now both of your hands are going to reach to the leg on the right. One hand on each side of the leg. Tip that chest forward toward the knee. Belly touches the thigh first. Reach, reach, reach. And then you pretend you're putting stockings on. Or really long tube socks. Turn to the other side. Slide down the leg. Pulling them up. Maybe they're like wool socks for when you go golfing or something. You pull them all the way up to the knee. I do because I don't like to be cold. Other side. Good. Turn to the last side here. Pull those socks up. Make sure they're on all the way and then turn back to center. Big breath in. Shoulders come away from the ears. And we relax in this wide leg position. Good. We're going to close those legs right up. Keeping them a little bit bigger than hip width distance apart, probably about shoulder width. We're going to come up seated and breathe. And 2 more deep breaths. All right, we're gonna pick apples because it's apple picking time. We're gonna reach towards the tree, give it a turn, and it's a giant Honeycrisp. I had the best Honeycrisp apple from New Seasons the other day. It was so good. I'm sure they're just as good from every other store, but you know, got to talk them up a little bit when they come from the expensive store. Reach. Turn, bring it in, take a big bite. Put it in the basket, but off to the side so you know that one's yours. Good. Reach, turn, bring it down, put it in that basket. All right, we're going to reach, pluck the apple, and we're going to cross reach to put it in that other basket. And then we're going to reach up, turn, and put it in the other basket. Good. Come to center, switch your arms, reach, take it off, put it in the basket, reach, put it in the basket. Those Honeycrisp apples, I don't know how they get so huge. and taste so good. Because like other apples, if they get too big, they get kind of not so tasty. But Honeycrisps with, I'm going to put a plug in for my favorite cheese, Saint Andre. If you get that cheese, it spreads on the apple, then you put a walnut on it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Good. All right, we're going to two-handed apple grab here. Grab those apples, turn, put them in the basket. In December, we'll pick navel oranges. Now you're going to cross your arms, pick the apples, put them down in the baskets. Good. You're going to reach up, crossed arms, turn those apples, put them in the basket. Reach, cross, put them away. Good. Good. Shake those arms out a little bit. We're going to use a little bit of momentum this time. You're going to reach, grab, and toss. So it's kind of like you grabbed a bad apple and you don't want to put it in the bushel, so you throw it further away. Reach, ew, grab, and throw. Yucky apple. So sad. Let's do the other side. Reach, grab, and throw. All right. Now we're going to take both sides, cross the arms, imaginary gross apples, both sides, throw them to the ground. Good. Reach up. Throw them to the ground. Last time. Whew. Glad we got rid of those yucky apples. Roll your shoulders. Let's pick up those toes again. Put them down on the floor. Pick up your toes. Put them down on the floor. All right, now we're going to lift our foot up onto our knee. If you can't make it there, just get close to your foot, because this is the fun part. This is the part that feels pretty good. So you're just going to kind of rub the top of your foot, the instep, curl those toes, give them a little squish, and then do the bottom. And then do the other side, the same service. Rub the top. Curl those toes under. Rub the bottom. Good. Put that foot down. Now you're just going to cross over the ankle. Sorry, excuse me. I must have really thought I ate an apple. The apples always give me the hiccups. Good. Cross over and put those foot down, that foot down, and then the other foot. So we're just crossing over, bringing it down. Good. Now we're going to intensify that stretch a little bit. We're going to take the heel over the ankle and you're going to let it ride up the elevator. Wherever you have to stop, make it stop. Go back down. Switch sides. Take that ankle on a ride up the elevator of your shin and back down. Good. And up. Good. The last time on each side, we're going to hold it for a second. Bring it up and hold at your highest point. Use your muscles a little bit. It's got to hold it there. If you need to help with your hands, it's fine. Most of the work. And then let it go. Open it out. And feel that stretch. Good. Bring it back in. Other side. Lift up and hold. You can always hold on for a second. Let it down. Open it out. Feel that stretch. Good. Bring those knees together. Zip them up. Sit up tall. And then open them to about hip width distance apart. Feel how different it feels to be all zipped up. And then keeping a distance between those feet, right? All zipped up. Safe distance apart. Good. Let's hinge at the hips and come on over the top. Good. And all the way up. Hinge at the hips, down the legs, tucking the chin, and then coming all the way up. Beautiful. Let's sit up nice and tall. Our back up and away from the back of your seat. We're going to push our heel forward. Toes are going to reach toward our nose. We might need to scooch our booty toward the edge of that seat just a little more. Walk down your leg and feel that stretch. Good. Take a big breath here. And then point your toe toward your other big toe. And hinge forward. Feel that stretch. Outer side of the leg. Good. Breathing in. Toe comes up to center. Turn it away from your body. Good. Feel that stretch. Hold yourself in that seat. Bring the toes back to center and come all the way up, bringing your foot back to the floor. And the other heel reaches out in front of you. And we walk our hands down the leg. Excellent. Feel that stretch. Turn your big toe toward the other big toe, toward the midline. Feel that stretch. You reach a little further, maybe. Good. Come back through the center. Rotate that toe toward the outside of the leg, hinging at the hip, reaching through the chest. And bringing it back to the center. Good. Sitting up nice and tall, feet flat on the floor, breathing in and out. Good. We're going to take our knees, bring them to the one side of the room. Facing that direction, sitting up tall. We're going to bring our arm that's closest to the screen up and over toward the seat of the chair. You can always hang on to the seat of that chair if you need it. And then come on back up nice and tall. Bring that arm down. You're going to take that arm across the body. Give yourself a good strong rotation toward the back side of the room. Maybe turning your neck to look over the shoulder. Good. Breathing in, turning that body toward the side wall. Chin, nose, chest, all pointing that direction. Sliding down over the legs. Tucking the chin in and then coming back up to seated. Sitting up tall. Bring that leg out wide. Big breath in. Press into that groin. Turn toward the back of your seat. Good. Nose, chin, chest back toward the wall. The toes push back. The knee reaches down toward the floor. Good. Feel that leg just dying to pour out off over the edge of the cliff. Good. It's like lava. Ugh. Melting off the cliff wall. Good. Big breath in. Reach the arm up. Feel the length of your muscles as you reach. Big breath in. Come on up and over the side, back of the chair, over toward the side. Good. Feel the length of the side body. Come up to center. Bring that palm down into a stop sign, looking at the wall over there. Big breath in, reach that palm up toward the ceiling, still in a stop sign. Shoulder away from the ear. Bringing that hand down to your knee, you're going to take another rotation, look over the back of the chair. And then maybe toward the wall on the other side. Can you see your toes? Just kind of wiggle them back there. Good. Everything, nose, chin, chest goes back toward the wall. Hand comes down to the side. Big breath in. Big breath out. All right, we're going to bring this knee up. Keeping that leg toward the edge of the chair. You're going to bring your hands to both hands to the back of the chair. Take a big breath in. Push your leg back toward the corner of the room and stretch it out. Trust that chair to hold you up. Good. You've got a warrior base here. Try to press your foot into the floor and then bring your spine level between your hips. Good. Just sit here with this warrior base. It's just reaching back to the corner as much as it can. So when we opened the legs straight out, your knee was probably pointing closer to where your screen is. When our heel is reaching back, we want it to be a little bit more to the corner, or like, what is that? Like 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock? Doesn't have to be exactly there, but we don't want it at 3 or 9. We definitely want it at an angle. Good. Big breath in. Square those shoulders toward the side of the room. Reach up. Warrior 1. Abs are engaged. Feel tall and strong. You are a warrior. Good. Big breath in. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Look up at your fingertips. Point those fingertips up like an arrow. Extend the elbows. Good. Now look, bring your nose and eyes and chin. Look back at the wall ahead of you. Try to bring your biceps closer to your ears. And now open up into Warrior 2. Good. Eyes are looking at the front fingertips. Big breath in. Front arm swivels over. reaches toward the ceiling. Back arm reaches toward the back leg. And then we bring that front arm down to the knee and the back arm over the top to extended side angle. So good. Look down at your toes. Bring that arm down, down, down to the toes. Good. Look down at those toes. Reach for the toes with your hand. Now I want you to turn your head. Really modified rotated warrior. Good. Look back down at those toes. Bring that arm up so it points to the wall. Up so it points to the ceiling. Back so it points at the wall behind you. Down to the back leg. Lift the other arm toward the ceiling. Humble warrior one more time. Good. And then that hand comes down to the knee. We bring that knee all the way back to the side of the wall. Side room. Look at that. Nose, chest, chin, knees, everything pointed to the side. And release. Good. Notice the difference in the sides of the body as you bring both knees toward the screen. One side might feel longer, more open. Breath flows a little more freely, perhaps. Good. Now we're going to take those knees and bring them over to the other side of the room. Good. Big breath in. Big breath out. We're going to take that arm up, 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 and over toward the back wall. Good. Keep breathing. Feel the extension of the side body. Good. Breathe in and up. Bring that arm down. You can take a look over at the back wall. Bring the chest back to the side of the room. And then bring that front knee down toward the floor. Dripping over the edge. Press the knee toward the floor. Reach the arm up. Good. We're going to take that arm up and over. Hang on to the seat if you need it, or you just want it. For the safety in your mind, that's fine. Security is a good thing. Good. Breathe in and up. Breathe out. Push that palm toward the wall. And then push the palm toward the ceiling. Good. Breathe that hand down to the knee. Take a little turn. Look over that shoulder. You see those toes back there? Give them a wiggle. Even if you can't see them, activate them behind you. Good. Breathe into center. Good. Bringing that foot to the floor, bringing the knees side by side. Scoot yourself back onto the chair just a little bit more. Breathe here. Grab onto the chair with both hands. And you're going to open that leg out to the side. Good. And then bring it back in. Now you're going to push that foot back to that 7 or 5 o'clock, depending on how you see the clock, right? And you're going to breathe both arms up into warrior. Warrior 1, palms come together. Look up at those fingertips. You're like an arrow up there. And then we breathe in and out and away. Warrior 2. Bring that back hand down to the back leg. The front arm lifts toward the ceiling. Front arm comes down to the knee. The back arm comes up and over the top. Extended side angle. Bring that top hand down toward the floor. Check out those toes in the front. And then bring your nose toward the back of your room, toward the back of the seat. Really modified rotation of warrior. Good. Nose back toward the toes. Sitting up tall. We're going to take that arm up. Up, up. And then back and around toward the back leg and reach that front arm up. Returning to humble warrior again. And then bringing that top arm down. Front arm to front knee, back arm to front knee. And then bring both knees together. Big breath here. See if you feel balanced as you bring those knees back toward the front of the room. Scoot your body back toward the seat, relaxing gently. We're going to stretch our hands just a little bit more today. You're going to reach those palms forward, double stop signs. Take your left hand and cross it over the right hand. Fingers push back. Good. Let that other stop sign hand come back to a stop sign. The hand that you just stretched is going to make a number 4, and then you're going to close your fingers around it like a fist. Turn the thumb side toward the ceiling, so its thumbs would be pointing up if you didn't have it tucked in. And then point that thumb toward the screen, even though it's tucked in there. So you're kind of like bumping a volleyball with one hand. Stretching that whole wrist area. Good, and then let that open up and wiggle the fingers. Good, reaching those hands toward the stop sign again. Stop. Take your other hand, cross it over. Push those fingers back. Feel the stretch on the underside of your wrist. Feels so good. Good, let that go. Make a 4. Close your fingers around the thumb. Point the thumb toward the ceiling and then reach it toward the screen. Oh, feels so good. Good. So even if your thumb is up, if you still point it towards there, it'll feel better. But if you tuck your thumb into your hand and reach it forward, gives it that deeper stretch. Whew, feels good. So intense. Good. Hands come down to knees and we settle back against the seat. Breathing in. settling out. Good. We're going to think about the warmth of the fall sun and the crispness of the fall air as we bring ourselves closer and closer into actual autumn. I felt the chill in the air this morning. I felt it kind of last night too. It's right around the corner. Who knows? We might even visit a pumpkin patch this year. Big breath in. As you breathe out, settle deeply into that chair. Picture your favorite color of autumn. There's a row of trees in a neighborhood where my parents used to live. They don't live there now, but it was just bright, bright, pinky red, and I loved driving through there in the fall. Now I'm going to have to do it on purpose, not just because it's on the way. Think about that color. Think about how it makes you feel. Big breath in and out. Bring that feeling into your heart. Let your face feel the color. You know, it sounds kind of silly, but it's like colors make a difference in our lives. Good. Level out your chin. Bring the hands into the heart. And then give yourself a nice cozy hug. So good to see all of you today. Got a couple seconds. I'll bring you off of mute. Oops. Wrong button. You can all come off of mute when you're ready. Jeanette, you had your hand raised. Is there something you wanted to say? Or was it just an accident? Good. Everybody can unmute. We're ready. We are brave. We are mighty. We're sexy. We're strong. And we're so loved. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. We'll see you again really soon.